But I guess the karma is
Sure.
more so like technology, right? It's more so like a computer virus, not really
Well,
like
it's
a
compared to
biological thing.
technology, but I
technically it
wouldn't
is.
compare it. I'm not gonna call it that. If anything, it's biology or
It's a
just Shinjutsu in
backfire.
general.
It's a backup.
Again,
It's a,
I would say
It's
it's
technically
just
called
compared
derived
digitized
to
in a
that.
data.
technological way, but it is
It's
more.
both
I
in
mean,
some
it is a
sense.
jutsu, not
Well,
technology. It's
technically,
the
technically, Devapath could create cannons with jutsu, which are technically
I'm not
technology.
gonna call it a
It's just a
file. It's just a
jutsu that's
backup.
It's just a jutsu
File,
that's like
a backup file.
It's not a file.
It
It's
imitates
like
it imitates
it imitates a
technology pretty
computer.
much.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
imitates.
Yeah.
that's,
It
that's what
imitates a
is.
computer. It isn't a
But
computer.
it is like
yeah,
genetic
because like file is
material.
like a computer term, so it's not a file.
Well, I mean, like file, not really, not really. Like a file can be like a file cabinet with paper.
But
A
it's
file is
not
just things you
compared to
store.
that though. It's compared to technology.
It's not really a computer.
Yeah, but Udi, I mean, like the point
No,
is
but
that
I mean,
it's compared, but like even in real
Yeah.
life, like DNA is compared to a blueprint. It's not a piece of paper. Like that's not what DNA is. It's just described in that manner. And it's the same thing here. It's not literally a USB flash drive, but
Exactly.
it functions pretty much the same way.
Well, no, that's
Is
what
the
I'm saying.
point.
It has the
Pretty
same
much.
function, but it's only called that in name because it's being compared to something that already exists. It's not that thing
Yeah.
really at all.
Hence why I think
Yeah.
Orochimaru could figure stuff out about the karma the same way Amado could.
Well,
I'm sure
well,
Orochimaru already knows.
It's called digitized. The data is digitized, so technically, it's not just in name only.
Yeah, which is weird.
Well,
It's all of Momoshiki in data form. Like what?
Digitized form.
I don't. Yeah, that
Data?
never made
So,
sense.
That's a.
Well, I think
It's like
digitized
you
just
the karma seal
refers
is just
to
like
data,
copy
to
and paste.
genetic
Copy.
data.
Yeah.
I don't think it's literally digital. It's really digitized is like the past tense or the active tense, I guess, of data in a weird way.
Well, I mean, it depends on which version
it
you say
could
because
be.
they say digitalized sometimes, but sometimes they say digitized.
Well, okay, but
so
digitized
you could
is
just blame
like
Viz,
is
though.
just like the expression for digits, like numbers. There's no numbers in the karma seal. It's just data, genetic data. There's no numbers in genetic data.
Do you know? Do you know that? Do you know that?
Numbers are a human-made concept.
Is that the case?
Data exists regardless of
like,
human knowledge.
Yeah, but for all you know, the karma seal is just like a bunch of ones and zeros. Like,
Yeah, you don't know
why
what
do
it
they
is.
why do they even speak the same language?
Exactly, bro.
That never made sense.
It's
so
because
off
they're
top-
computers.
It's
They just
so off topic.
they
to me, but it
adapt. They
never
have a
made sense to me.
translator.
Oh my
They have a
god.
built-in translator, bro.
yeah, they have the
just
translation
immediately speak the
Shinjutsu.
same language.
Anyways,
Immediately,
I
they
don't
just learn the tongue, you know.
I don't think cutting the karma seal off would work. I always thought of it like a zombie bite. Like if you cut it off immediately, probably. But if it starts extracting, it spreads throughout the body just like a bite. It would like be a tentacle going through your body, almost like an octopus just slithering inside the inside of you. Well, because I always thought like
but the karma seal doesn't extract at once though. Like that's
no, I know.
Yeah, that's the thing. So depending on where it's extracting from is the key there.
It even shows like Boruto had like 15%, like a little bit at the top left, or 20%, and the rest was dissolved before Momoshiki healed him. So
honestly,
like even if you find it and you remove it, then it can't just like immediately extract. Even Momoshiki says that they can't like. He can't do it. Like or else he would have.
No, I agree.
Process Boruto quicker.
There, it is ACL.
Like I think if you cut off the hand
so it's like,
before they teleported back to Konoha immediately, it just would have worked. If you cut off Boruto's arm when it's 1% extracted, it could have worked. That's how I see it.
No, but no. If you cut off his arm, if it was 99% extracted, it would have worked because Momoshiki can't resurrect with 99% data. He has to have 100%.
And the seal needs to be.
No, it's not 1%. It has to have 100.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like it's not in the palm. The one in the palm is just like a representation.
Well,
of
I don't think
you're, which is what they literally confirm when they laughed.
No, I don't think that's true because I don't think
it would make more sense if it was like on the heart or something, so that way they can't do it. But
no, the genetic data isn't across their body. Like if you have a part of your body cut off, you don't lose genetic data. So I don't think that's true because the reason Momoshiki healed him is because he was dying, not because he lost
out of the
a part of his body.
So if the point is, where is the karma seal?
What do you mean?
Where is
no, that's not what
that?
we're talking about. We're talking about the karma seal, the chip. I don't understand that.
Yes, but if the karma seal, if the karma seal extracts 100%, then it would just be across your entire body, even if it doesn't look like it, effectively.
Yeah, but that's not really
because I see it.
That's not
We're
what
talking
way
about
I-
doing it
We're talking
before
about the karma,
100%.
Oh my god. The way listen, the way I see it, going back to the zombie comparison, is whenever they transform, how much of their body can transform. So like Boruto, when he first got it, he can't go into stage 1 of the karma seal. He can't go into stage 2 of the karma seal. When it's like 5% extracted, it can like extract across part of his hand. That's how far it's extracted. When it's like 10% extracted, it goes across his entire arm. That's how far it has extracted. When he goes to stage 1, it goes up to his eye. That's how far it extracts. When he gets his horn, all right, that's how far it's extracted. It's across his entire body, up through his horn.
So yeah, so that's we agree.
Okay.
If that's the case, if they cut it off before it reaches any further, then yeah, Momoshiki can't resurrect. That's
because
because
it's already effectively at the horn. Even if it goes back, the horn already
No,
exists.
Udi, the problem is it's extracting from
the series. Remember,
it's extracting from a
chip.
seal.
A chip is
So
in the body. They showed this,
know.
and they also showed that a percentage of the chip is extracted over time, which is why I stated that Boruto is 80% extracted. So you have to use the term in the series and not make it up.
And a
so
zombie bite comes from a bite.
extracted, and it had no listen. Udi,
I'm
you're not
listening.
listening.
I know it comes. I know it extracts from
you
the
understand?
seal.
No, Udi, let me ask you something. Let's break it down. Okay, cool. Like, use a computer, right? You know what a zip file is?
Yes.
A compressed file. Okay, so when you extract that file into a computer, right, you extract some of the data from it onto the computer.
This is my
if you
problem.
stop it
Using
midway
computer
through,
terms.
if you no listen, no,
Okay.
listen, because this is the term the series itself used, so you can't just ignore it because you
exactly.
want to. So the series literally used this. So if you extract the data and it's at like 50% and you stop it immediately, the file that's extracted into the data, is it the complete file or just the file, the amount that was literally shown to be extracted before you stop it? Which one is it?
Bro. Oh my god.
If you're not, just answer the question. Just answer the question. Just answer the question.
Why are you having an attitude?
I'm asking you a very simple question. Answer it. Which
Bro,
one is it? When you stop it halfway, is 50% of the data extracted into the new folder or the drive, or is it 100%? Which one is it?
It's 50%.
Okay, cool. So when we go back to the karma seal, how it's explained in the series, not how you want to explain it, is that the karma seal is a compressed Otsutsuki backup file. So they compress their data into the karma chip, that little beanie thing you see in the series. That's how it's depicted. That is then inserted into the body, and that extracts the data in the karma over time. And this is shown and stated that Boruto at that point in the fight versus Ishiki was 80% extracted, which means that 20% was remaining in the chip that was in his body to be extracted. So that when you get to the fight where where Kawaki stabs him through his chest, that 20% of data, Momoshiki converted it into Boruto's data to heal him, which is why Momoshiki can no longer resurrect, because 100% of his data didn't get to extract. So your argument about the parasite and it just spreads immediately if someone tries to remove it is nonsense. Because if that's the case, Momoshiki would have just triggered that himself to quickly extract the data so that he can resurrect. But obviously that's not the case.
No, that's not what I was saying at all. That's not what I was saying at all. No.
Yeah, no.
It
and
only
Udi,
goes along
the
as
point
fast
though,
as it can
is
extract.
basically, Udi, it's just like what happened with Kawaki for the most part. The idea is if Boruto is at 80%, if you took some tweezers and plucked out the actual seal that is karma, the same way that Kawaki's just poofed away, if you just pull it out with your tweezers, the same thing would happen. The seal would be gone, nothing more would extract.
As soon as the seal was removed from his body, cutting off his hand should theoretically work, but it doesn't work because they laughed at him when he suggested that.
If you remove the original source, it can't continue to extract. But the data would already be transferred over into the new file.
No, the data that was extracted is already transferred over, not the data that isn't. Ude?
So you can't run a file.
If 80% extracted, 80% will remain, but 20% will be gone forever.
You can't.
It literally explained. Amado explained this. He said that Kawaki wasn't fully extracted, which means that Ishiki can't resurrect. So what we have to do is force him to resurrect in the body that was fully extracted, which is Jigen, which would then remove the karma seal from Kawaki's body, which means that he'll no longer be able to extract in Kawaki, thus not making him 100% Ishiki. This is literally in the show. Why are you arguing against
We're saying
this?
two different things. We're saying two different things. The two different things aren't even related to each other. You guys just aren't understanding what I'm saying. So if you have a file and you're extracting data in the file,
you're saying wouldn't apply though.
Oh my god.
Okay, then your thing wouldn't apply to my thing. So stop using it against me.
All right, Ood, fully explain.
Your thing isn't in the
fully
series.
Explain what you're trying to say.
Yeah, he's just ignored.
We're clearly lost. So just fully explain.
Clearly,
if it makes so much sense.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. What's your view on how the karma
it's
seal
pretty
works?
obvious that Boruto can't use his karma seal at first. Why? Because it's not extracted yet. Agreed? The more it extracts, the more he's able to draw out of that power.
The more power he has,
yeah.
Clearly.
So
we
you
agree.
can, when you look at a file on a
yes.
computer, you can view how much data is currently in it. You can't run it because it's not complete yet, but you can still open it. So what Momoshiki does is he extracts the data into that file, say it's 50% extracted, he can immediately at any point open that. He can't run the karma seal, he can't complete it, but he can still do it. He can still open it. The data's still there. It's already spread.
What data is already spread?
His data. The extracted data.
How much data was extracted into Boruto?
At what point?
At the point
in your example,
where
50%.
he turned into what?
At 50. At my example, 50%. 50% of the data has been extracted.
No. Okay, cool. All right, let's use the 50%. Okay, cool. So 50% was extracted, right? Which means Momoshiki can access 50% of the power. Okay.
Yes.
We agree?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that means that 50% is left to be extracted, correct?
Yes.
And what is the 50% left to be extracted from, Ood?
The karma seal.
Okay, cool. So, if you remove the karma seal that has the 50% that's left to be extracted, what happens?
I don't think the karma seal is just the chip on his hand, though. I think at that point, when it's spread 50%, that 50%'s already in his body. It's already, you'd have to cut off 50% of his body.
Wait, that literally cannot be.
Jesus Christ, this doesn't make any sense. I did not. Okay. I didn't say the 50% that's in his body isn't in his body. I'm asking you about the 50% that has not been extracted. Listen to what I'm saying. Process what I'm saying. The 50%, you said 50% was extracted from the karma seal. We agree. We also agree that the 50% that has not been extracted is in the karma seal. The karma seal in the show, not the imaginary manga that you're creating right now, is depicted as a chip that is in the body that is slowly extracting. If you want to put a panel, we can pull it up. So the karma seal is a chip that is extracting. We see the literal data. No, it's literally shown as a chip, so you can ignore that if you want to. It's shown more than once, mind you. Multiple times. So the chip is in the body, and it's shown to be it's shown and stated to be dissolved.
That's how I think of it.
So you're ignoring how the karma seal
it's
actually
a
works.
disanalogous situation. That's not how the karma seal works.
I think I think because who put the karma seal on Boruto?
Momoshiki.
Okay, how did he do that? Through his genetic data. You know what's in Boruto? Momoshiki's genetic data. If Momoshiki's genetic data spreads throughout Boruto, Momoshiki can use that genetic data to just make the karma seal wherever that genetic data has spread to. He can remake it there, and it can continue extracting from where it is at that point.
Okay, cool. That's not how the karma seal. One, that's not how it's depicted. Two, that doesn't help your point. So what's the point of saying this?
Oodie, hypothetically, if in Momoshiki's case there, he would, let's just say 50% extracted, Momoshiki, I guess theoretically, could try to make another karma seal out of that, but it would only be 50% of Momoshiki. So it'd be an endless cycle of never being fully resurrected because he lost half of himself. So if you just cut off Momoshiki's legs, basically, is a hypothetical, his legs are one half, upper body the other half, he would never grow his legs back.
It's like Momoshiki has 80% of his data in Boruto. He can't create another karma seal to have a full Momoshiki where the full Momoshiki doesn't exist. It's like the Oodie is basically saying you're creating data from nothing. You can't.
No. I already thought of that, Kamui. So it's the genetic data is taken from the original Momoshiki. So it's not taking the 50% because that's not what it's going based off. It's not going based off what's in the file. It's going based off of the original.
But the thing is, Momoshiki doesn't exist right now.
That's
The
actually what it's
100%
doing.
Momoshiki doesn't exist
Where
right
else
now.
would it
It's
be
just an
taking it from?
82%
It's
Momoshiki.
literally shown to be taking data from the chip. But,
His
okay.
well, first of all, the Karma
This
Seal
is
is 100% Momoshiki. It has to be to have his information.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
not anymore, because it's literally shown to be dissolved and only a small piece is
It was
left in the body. If you
changed.
actually read the manga, you
18% of
know
it
this.
is literally Boruto.
Yeah, well,
And
it's
then that
both.
was
Momoshiki,
It's
dissolved
in a
both
to
sense, is
dissolved
just not
and
fully Momoshiki.
compressed. Both dissolved and compressed. Plus, if it's dissolved, then it wouldn't appear as a chip on his freaking palm. It'd be throughout his body dissolved, which means it's
that's why.
spread throughout his body.
Listen, Ood. That's why the thing on his palm is not the chip. It's just the mark. That's why you. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you interpreting
So
the
you
series in a way
can't
where it
cut
doesn't
off.
make sense?
You
Interpret it in
can't
a
cut
way
it
where
off.
it does make sense.
The chip doesn't exist.
That's why I said you can't. Listen. That's why I said that you can't cut off his hand to remove the chip, and that is implied in the series by them laughing at the suggestion.
And he can still
That's why I'm
extract to
saying that the chip
100%
is
then.
inside the body.
But the
No,
chip,
the chip is inside
the
the
chip
body,
doesn't
deep
instantly
inside the
dissolve.
body. That was
So
extracted.
you can cut off his
No, it
hand at
doesn't.
first.
It's literally stated in the show. No, because it's not in his hand. If it was, they would have done that.
Mark. It's
just a visual mark. The chip is inside the body, and this.
Well, you could argue
disintegrated.
characterization. Boruto really wanted to keep his hand at all
he can
costs.
get another arm.
I feel like the threat of Momoshiki, like if you look at the series logically, one, the threat of Momoshiki is so great, like he can't sleep. He wants. I feel like if Boruto would lose his hand and gain like
Boruto's
a
willing to
mechanical
die
arm
before he loses his hand.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So
If he's willing to die,
obviously, like the chip
exactly.
isn't in the palm. You know,
If he's
it's
willing
somewhere in
to
the body that
die,
they
then
can't
he'll be
reach.
willing
That's actually how Momoshiki thought Boruto was going to despair. Boruto's going to lose his hand, and he knew he lost everything. Boruto.
So hypothetically, Kido, Momoshiki puts the Karma Seal on Naruto next chapter. I don't care how, it just happens. Okay. Naruto immediately recognizes this,
part Boruto and part Momoshiki.
And within a decimal of 1 second, within 1/10 of a second, Naruto cuts off his own arm. Did Naruto stop it?
He can cut it off tomorrow. He can cut it off in 6 months, because based on what's established in the show, the Karma Seal takes at least a year to fully extract. So even if Naruto cuts it off in 6 months while it's at 50%, or like 8 months where it's at like 80 or 90, whatever, as long as he cuts it off before it reaches 100%, Momoshiki cannot resurrect. That's established and stated in the show. No, he would still have Momoshiki's spirit lingering around him like he's lingering around Boruto at this point, but Momoshiki simply cannot resurrect without 100% of his data. And secondly, if Momoshiki implants a Karma Seal on Naruto at this point, he likely can't resurrect, because again, he's now 80% Momoshiki and 20% Boruto, which means that he's never going to be fully Momoshiki to be able to resurrect in another body. I guess you can argue that maybe like they're now combined into one person. Like maybe you can say that they're one person now. So
Boruto and Momoshiki together over there.
They would send Momoshiki and Boruto together over there.
So Kido, I don't understand. So if you agree the mark isn't the chip, why does he need the mark to continue extracting to 100%? Why can't he just do it without Naruto's arm?
Well, when did I say they
the mark is just a symbol showing you that you have the
show that they have the karma. That's all it is.
Okay, so if you cut your hand off, it would appear somewhere else.
Theoretically, yes, as long as that isn't the chip.
And it would continue extracting to 100%.
Had it on both hands.
Yeah, for all we know, that's how Jigen got it on his chin. Maybe Jigen cut off his hand, and then when he saw the mark at first, said, what the hell is this shit? Cut it off, and then it went to his chin.
Pretty much, yeah. Remember, like,
okay,
Jigen
so then Jigen
like
did revive
on his hand, right?
So it can extract to 100%, so they can come back.
That's it. Why
Oodie,
are you asking us something
you're
that's
missing the point.
What is this?
Well, Oodie, all right, I'm gonna say it simple.
You're agreeing.
No, Oodie, I'm gonna say it simple for you, just to make sure you understand what they're saying.
You're not arguing properly.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand
what they're saying is that if you cut off the chip, then you can't extract. But the mark on the hand isn't necessarily the actual chip. It might just be a symbol saying you have the chip, where the chip might be in your eyeball, it might be in your brain, it might be in your heart, wherever. That's what they're saying. But if you were to find the actual chip, let's just say the chip's in your right eye, and you take that out, then you can't resurrect.
But Kamui, the problem is
isn't necessarily what the hand is.
But the chip, as you guys have said, has dissolved. So I agree. If you remove 100% of a zombie virus, you're not going to turn into a zombie regardless of the bite.
No, but if you remove the 50% chip, no more will extract. You will just stay at 50%. But at 50%, Momoshiki can't resurrect, meaning you've stopped him from resurrecting.
Yes, and if you remove 50% of a zombie bite when it's only moved throughout 50% of your body, then again, it's not going to continue spreading throughout your body.
Yeah, we agree.
So it is like a zombie bite.
Yeah, that's the point.
Exactly.
Well, no, that's not how you phrase it.
No, the zombie bite doesn't just stop like that.
You're changing the argument. Okay, and also like technically, if you look at it this way, like a zombie bite, you just remove the part. Like it's like a venom, right? If a snake bites you, like you just cut off the arm, and it just doesn't get to like your internal organs and shit. Like you're fine, all good.
Yeah, just like the Karma Seal.
Though, it's not that accessible. Clearly, if it was, then the Karma Seal wouldn't be this much of a problem.
I think when the Karma Seal is at 0% extracted, it's in the mark. It is the mark.
The percentage is irrelevant. It's the location. That's what's relevant.
Yeah, and I think the location is at the mark.
I don't think the chip moves around the body like Boruto's core.
No, it doesn't move. It dissolves. It extracts.
And it dissolves and it's extracted over
time. Like a zombie bite.
Part of the chip dissolves, but not all of it at once.
Yes, but it doesn't.
Some of it
because it extracts. It spreads through the body. Yeah. That's why when Boruto activates his Karma Seal, over time it spreads more and more. The Karma Seal spreads wherever the chip has already spread to because it's dissolved there.
You don't understand the listen. The data. Listen, you have to remember how Amado explained it. The data is extracted into the body. Yeah. The Karma Seal is a door to it's like the key to open the door to the data.
Yeah.
So that's why Kawaki had the data in his body. He was still Ishiki's vessel, even absent of the Karma Seal, because that data was already extracted. But because the full data, not the 100%, wasn't extracted, he wasn't 100% Ishiki, so he couldn't resurrect. And he needed the Karma Seal again, the key, the chip that we mentioned, to be inserted into that lock to unlock the data. Okay, so yeah, the series is very clear on this. So so if the Karma Seal is in the palm, very consistent with not being what you're describing. So that's why I'm saying it's just very simple. Like if you remove it before it reaches 100%, like if it's 99.99%, Otsutsuki can't resurrect. That's just
but again, just like a zombie though, if your arm is 100% zombie virus, your arm isn't a zombie yet. You have to turn into a zombie for your arm to become zombified. I don't think that's how the Karma Seal works. I think you feel like... Well, hang on, no, because it is like the Karma Seal works. Because if you have a smart zombie that can use magic, that can bite someone, and then it can choose whatever has spread throughout the body, turn that part into the zombie, and then it can just undo that. Whenever it wants, it can just do that. Then that's the same thing as the Otsutsuki.
I think the data is equally spread across the body. So I think how you're describing, you think let's say a finger becomes Otsutsuki, then the next finger becomes Otsutsuki, and then the next finger, and then the hand, and then the eyeball. I don't think that's how it works. I think the Karma Seal,
I think all of Boruto is just 1%, 2%, 3%. So
exactly. So it's just dissolving equally over the entire body.
Then why does Boruto still have one blue eye when Borushiki takes over?
Because he's not fully there.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not fully there.
I agree.
But he had that was the case before he even reached 80%.
Well, actually, we don't even know because Momoshiki always closes that eye.
Yeah, and remember the Byakugan is something
you activate because Boruto opens it.
Because even when Boruto uses the Karma Seal.
Yeah, also doesn't work. Just look at Himawari. She has blue eyes that turn into a Byakugan.
Yeah, but Boruto's eyes literally do the same thing. Like when he's in Karma 1, he doesn't turn into a Byakugan unless he goes into True Essence, and then it's something you can turn on and off. It doesn't mean,
the eyes can turn on and off.
Eyes just incapable of doing it.
In Momoshiki's genetics, it's just always on. So if it was partially Momoshiki's genetics in Boruto's eye, then it would just be the Byakugan in both eyes.
No, you just contradicted yourself. You literally just what? You just literally said
because Momoshiki would just turn it on whenever Momoshiki turns himself on.
You literally just said it's on and no, but we see that he closes one eye. So I think because there's two spirits in the body.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, so
that's the argument. Yes.
In one eye. So, yeah. Yeah,
and the obvious answer is out of series, the visual depiction.
It's the same thing with Kurama too, and Kurama takes over Naruto. Like,
yeah. But this is why the karma, it spreads from that mark. Like, that mark is still important. And it only spreads across that half of the body. It's not like his other arm has the same pattern.
I just debunked this.
Karma doesn't spread from his
Jigen's karma spreads from his palm as well. GG's. I just realized this confirms what I've been saying. Jigen's karma doesn't spread from his chin; it spreads from his palm, even though the karma mark is on his chin. GG's.
Well, you could argue it also spreads from his chin. I mean, it spreads everywhere. No, it spreads to
his if you actually when you actually look at it, it spreads to his chin from his hand.
But his is 100% extracted, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, that proves our point. That if you're it proves our point. Remember we said earlier that we literally said earlier that if you're 100% dissolved, like if you cut off the karma mark, it just manifests somewhere else. So yeah, that's what we said. If you're 100% extracted, then the mark itself can just appear anywhere. Like we literally said that before.
I said that.
That's what we said.
No, I said that.
No, we